Hey there, gorgeous, and a very happy drugstore December to you. Hope that you had a wonderful Christmas and that you enjoyed time with your family. It is the last week of December. I cannot believe it. I can't believe it's the last week of 2021. I mean, what happened to this past year? It's like we started it, I feel like 3 days ago, and now it's done. But I feel like every day is becoming like that. Some days I can't even keep track of the day of the week. I mean, do you feel like that too? Anyway, today we're taking a step back from makeup, and I wanted to share some of my most favorite finds for the home from Amazon that I discovered this past year. This past year, I got into gardening. I did some home organization. I did some home beautification. So those are going to be the themes that you see within this video. A lot of just, random things that I purchased, bought, and ended up really, really loving that I wanted to share with you. First product I want to share with you is, of all things, a cat litter box. I know you're thinking, what? You have to share what with me? A cat litter box. Yes. So we have 2 cat litter boxes, one inside that is behind the laundry room door, which has a cat cutout in it, which also came from Amazon. I love that little thing, by the way. And so the kids cannot get into that litter box. That one's secure. But we also have one on the back lanai, the screened-in porch for the cats when they go out there. And that was the one that I was having the most trouble with when it came to the kids. And they would get the scoop, which we had to remove, by the way, and they would just sift it. Ugh. So I was trying to come up with a way to make it less attractive to the kids. So while on Amazon, I was looking at cat litter boxes, and I wanted something non-traditional. I wanted something that was a cat litter box but didn't look like a cat litter box. And so I stumbled across this round one, and it wasn't really much to look at, and I knew that the floral arrangement in the top wasn't going to be that great. But I started looking at the reviews underneath this cat box, and a lot of people had done their own thing with it. They spray painted it, they added more floral to the top of it, and they really did it up nice. And I was like, well, I can do that. That shouldn't be that hard to do. So that's what I did. I ended up getting this cat litter box. I spray painted it a metallic copper, which was really pretty, by the way. I added my own floral in the top. I think I picked these pieces up from Michael's and At Home. I think I got a couple of them off of Amazon and created my own arrangement in the top. What I ended up loving about it is that you cannot see the inside of the box. So I turn it towards the wall. The cats know how to get in, but the kids, it's like out of sight, out of mind. They don't realize that it's a cat litter box. They haven't ever tried to go into it. So it has been wonderful. Now they play with all the flowers on top, but that's okay. I'm not going to show you the inside of the box because, nobody wants to see that. But one of the other things I did get based on the reviews for this cat litter box was this round feed bowl, like a feed bowl that you would get for cows. And I put it inside the box and I put the litter in that. So I'm not having to deal with washing out that bottom bin every single time. And it pretty much contains the cat litter in there. And I mean, I have had to wash the bottom a few times, but it's not like I'm washing it every single time I change out the litter. And it's helped to keep that bottom part pretty clean for the most part. So I absolutely love this cat litter box. I mean, it was a little more expensive than I would have liked for it to have been, but all in all, nobody knows it's a cat litter box. I've had several people come over and go out on the lanai, and you tell them that that's a cat litter box and they don't have any clue. They think it's the coolest thing ever, and it really is. It's much better than the eyesore of cat litter boxes that we had before on the lanai, and it's just, I absolutely love this thing. The other thing that I got to beautify the screened-in porch area were fake flowers. I tried the hanging pots thing. I can't tell you how many of those I killed before I finally just said, oh, forget it. I'm not doing that anymore. So I went down to Home Depot and I got 2 white hanging pots, fairly inexpensive. And then I went on Amazon and I specifically looked for UV resistant floral arrangements, floral stems that could be put outside and I don't have to worry about fading or weather affecting them at all. So I found the philodendron that you see in this pot that hangs down. And then I found little pink flowers that I put as a base. And then I also found these palm fronds that shoot up through the middle. And I really love them. I mean, up close, they look fake. Sure, if you're standing right on top of them. But when you're standing away, which is normally what we are, you're standing back, they don't look fake and they look really pleasing to the eye. They have not faded. I've had them for a year now. They still look beautiful. And I couldn't be more pleased with these purchases. Another product that I picked up off of Amazon was this selfie stick. And this is nothing really special. I got it to do reels on Instagram, and it holds the phone perfectly. So it's a little tripod. You stick your phone in there and you can record yourself. You can take pictures of yourself hands-free. You can use it for Zoom calls, which I also did use this past year with it. I absolutely love this little thing, and it's very lightweight, easy to store. Ricky deaky, I know, but it works. Books. Oh, books. In 2020, God told me to turn the television off completely. And I haven't looked back since. And I actually rediscovered a love for reading. And a lot of the books that I do read are Christian faith-based books. But I'm telling you what, when I talk about this next book, it is the one that has completely changed me. I wish I had discovered it sooner, but I feel like God has everything in its time and its place. And this book, I recommend it to every single person. Everyone needs to read this book because it will transform every outlook that you have. And that is The Bait of Satan by John Bevere. What this does is it breaks down offense, and it shows you how offense is the root cause of everything that we deal with. Anger, strife, division, depression, all of these things come from offense. And when you think about it, offense is a very selfish outlook. It's selfish. You get offended over something, what do you immediately say? Well, that hurt me. Well, I can't believe they said that to me. Me. Instead of saying, I wonder what happened to them today that hurt them. I wonder who did something to them in the past that really hurt them. And that is what has transformed my way of thinking. And there are times when my husband will say something to me, just because he's upset about something else, and he just takes it out on me in the moment. And instead of what I would do in the past, getting offended and being like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe he said that to me, I will go back and say, wait a minute. Did someone say something today to you that hurt you? Did something happen? So instead of looking at myself, I look at him, because that's what love is. Love is focusing on people. Love is focusing on others. It's not focusing on yourself. And I cannot tell you how much this book has helped me. It's helped me with my YouTube channel. I mean, I can't tell you how many rude comments come through that comment section. And taking that spirit of offense and giving it a back seat and saying, not today. And thinking about what that person who commented that really rude comment to me, what they must be going through. What has happened in their life that day that made them feel like they had to say that to me? I'm just somebody up here making a video, and it's very easy to spout off at me. I get that, but it made me think about that person. It made me want to pray for that person. It made me want to show that person love. Whereas Sabrina 2 years ago would have said, well, screw you. I don't think like that anymore. It really has just given me such a love for people. Honestly, truly. And so I can't rave enough about that book. I absolutely love it. The other book that I discovered this past year is, I cannot pronounce this author's name, so you'll have to forgive me. I'm not going to say it because I really don't want to butcher it. But this is the book. It's The Hidden Power of Prayer and Fasting. Another eye-opening, transformative, really unique perspective book. Really have been enjoying this one. And then the third one I haven't really gotten that much into, but I want to in 2022 dive more into this book because I'm totally fascinated by this man. And this is Smith Wigglesworth. It is all of his teachings compiled into one book. And this was a man that moved in great faith, miracle signs and wonders, and such a wonderful person to learn from. So I'm really excited to get into this a little bit more in 2022. In 2021, my daughter Gia discovered hair ties. And we love hair ties now, and clips and bows and, oh yes, all kinds of stuff. I'm just so thrilled because I love doing her hair, and she's so patient when I do it too. She sits there and absolutely loves for me to do her hair. So we bought so many of the little ties and the clips and that type of stuff that I needed a way to organize them. So I went on Amazon and I found these clear cylindrical containers to put all the hair ties and all the bows in. And by the way, the hair ties and the bows and the clips, all those came from Amazon too. And I love this because I can see everything. It's all organized in one place. And I just keep this at the top of her closet, and it has been wonderful. I also organized my top drawer this past year. I mean, I could not figure out a way to keep my underwear and my socks organized. It was just, and I don't know how I came across this idea, but I ended up buying this tie organizer. This is actually for men's ties, but I used it for my underwear and my socks. And it works perfectly. It keeps everything separate. I can see everything. I don't have to hunt for anything. Nothing is getting all shuffled around. And it's been wonderful. And if you're wondering if my drawer looks like that all the time, yes. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I got enough trouble keeping track of my keys. I really don't want to be searching for underwear, okay? So like I mentioned, this past year I got into gardening, and I feel like I learned so much in 2021. I mean, I learned about seeds, transplants, bugs, diseases. You name it, I learned it. I mean, I haven't learned it all, obviously, but I feel like I made such a dent in my learning capability when it came to gardening from where I started in 2021 to where I am now. And whoa, I feel much more empowered to begin again in 2022, because right now we're in this lull in the season where it's going to start getting too cold to really plant anything. I mean, I'm still trying kale and spinach and things like that because you can grow those in the winter months, but I'm pretty much at a standstill stop point, which I'm fine with because holidays and all the birthdays, yeah, it's just too much right now. So anyway, a few of the products that I discovered when it came to gardening this past year was this hydroponic system. This is the Lettuce Grow hydroponic system. It's a 36 plant tower. It is really, really neat. At one point, we did have this thing filled up a couple times, but like I said, right now we have eaten everything off of it, so it's pretty empty, and I need to get back to regrowing plants in it. And this is a system that simply uses water and nutrients that you add weekly to the system and grows the plants. And it was probably the most easiest way to garden out of everything that I did because it required such little maintenance, and we got such great harvests off of it. I mean, I had lettuce and arugula and dill and cilantro. We even grew cherry tomatoes on it. I mean, this thing just produced and produced and produced. So I was very, very happy with it, and I would highly recommend it. Even though it is a great investment, it is worth it. The other thing that I bought this past year were these 4-foot grow lights, and they're in my studio. That's because I was growing a lot of plants in my studio this past year, seedlings mainly, and once they got big enough, I would put them outside. But these became such great lights. The center part bulb lowers up and down so you can adjust the height as needed. So as the seedlings grow, you can raise the height of it. And they were great. And I have 2 of them in my studio here, and I would absolutely buy them again. The other one that I discovered was from Arrow Garden, and this is the 45-watt LED grow light panel. And this was what I used in the kitchen for herbs, for plants that were transitioning from seed to outdoors, and they just needed a little bit more time. And that was a great little transition area for the plants that were moving from indoors to outdoors. I tried to keep this list small. I really did. I tried to limit it to like the top 10, 11, 12 products that I discovered this past year, but that was pretty much it. That would be the ones that I would recommend the most highly, that I thoroughly enjoyed and I would buy again and again and again. If you are interested in any of the products I shared with you here today, I will have them listed and linked for you below. They will not be affiliate links because Amazon is having a tizzy with me participating in their affiliate program for whatever reason. I did a sponsored video for them a couple years ago, and they're mad because I won't take it down, but I can't take it down because I'm under contract. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, they're unaffiliated links. But if you're interested in these products, I know that you will love them too. Thank you for being here, for taking the time to watch, and look forward to seeing you again next time for another video coming soon in Drugstore December.